So I'm going to read something I wrote over the holidays while I was in prison in the year 2016. It's called Goodwill Towards Men. It's my third holiday season in prison, and I can't help but think about the previous two. The first one, I was still suffering the effects of shock after being found guilty at trial, due to the jury being unable to look past the words mistakenly spoken about me and the district attorney's desire to sustain his conviction rate. I constantly ruminated on all the plans I had prior to my arrest, now irrelevant. In the single cell I had on 3 South at the Lane County Jail, which is very close and visible from Skinner's Butte, by the way, if you know downtown Eugene. Christmas didn't exist outside of the thoughts and memories still intact after my fall conviction. I experienced 23-hour lockdown, otherwise known as solitary confinement, being allowed out only 1 hour per day to shower and make 1 phone call. I had a window at the back of my cell just wide enough to see out if I stood on my bed, which we technically weren't allowed to do. Yet that window faced merely another wall of the jail. There were no televisions, no radios, nothing of the world around us besides those blessed enough to get letters. I took those repetitive holiday songs on the local radio stations and banal television ads geared to sell us everything from new cars to jewelry for granted. The police had a television in a little area outside their office that one officer would turn the volume up on every time he came on shift, and I slowly realized what the piano notes playing in the background of a commercial for some new medication could mean for someone who's been without music for an extended period of time, 3 months in my case. An advertisement for an SSRI nearly made me cry. In solitary confinement, images of families waking up on Christmas morning to open presents crossed my psyche, simultaneously making me feel happy for them and sorry for myself. It's the little things that got me through. A little positivity held in the mind can go a long way. I fast forward in my memory to last year's Thanksgiving, my first beyond jail and prison. I don't eat meat, but I was given a 1/2-inch slab of donated ham for lunch as our holiday meal. I opted to trade it for some peanut butter from a fellow prisoner at the 4-person steel table we had the honor of celebrating the holiday at. Otherwise, I'd have had to resort to beans on a veggie tray for my protein, which have never been cooked properly nor have ever had any taste to them in the 2 years thus far I've been at this institution. I suppose I should be thankful they feed us at all, right? The day after, Black Friday, appropriately named while imprisoned, I received a visit from my sister and brother-in-law. They drove down from Tacoma to see me in Portland, and I got to hear how their meal was, what they did, what they ate. Forbidden fruit always sounds the most appealing, and the meal and ambience my sister spoke of was no exception. I've heard people say that after the first holidays inside, you become increasingly numb to the separation and loss of being away from your family. Over years, that rift can become permanent. On this holiday season, let us not forget those that have been deemed by the masses as less than. Us felons are worthy of forgiveness, of respect, of honor, and of love. and we haven't forgotten you. Happy holidays to all, and to all, a wake-up call.